before.
Love the birdcage.
He was Cuban in that movie, right?
Yeah. Barefoot Cuban.
How do you feel about a white man playing a Cuban?
I think they do it better than we do. We're really dumb. We just staring at the camera, like, waving at our family. We wouldn't get any lines done. We're like, hello. Hola, Lisa, mami, ¿cómo está todo? I'm on TV, hello. It's fucking...
Oh, good God almighty.
Original Cuban programming is awful.
Is it?
Oh, they can't do anything without dancing. Nothing.
Yeah, everything's dancing.
It's like
The
a
news, they're fucking dancing. It's a funeral, they're fucking dancing. They can't stop dancing. It's fucking impossible.
Isn't it I Love Lucy 24 hours a day?
But I Love Lucy only worked because Lucy wasn't Cuban.
When black
look at Ricky.
Yeah.
Fucking dancing the whole fucking time.
What kind of shows do they do?
Dancing shows,
variety shows.
If there's a car show, the guy's dancing in the car. If it's just dancing.
But you
dancing
got the
and
hottest weather women, all the
my
Spanish
God.
shit. Oh my God.
You watch American TV, and as bad as you think it is, you watch TV from another country, and you think it's like it's done by 9-year-olds. Because I don't speak Italian, but I try to watch the Italian network. Every time I watch, I'm like, is this the news or is it a game show? Because you see her, and she's the hottest woman you've ever seen. And she's perfectly dressed. And then you say, well, it looks like a bus crash, but now she's spinning a wheel.
But it's about like you watch Spanish news and the report, the anchor is as surprised as you. Like he's like, the monitor will come on behind. He's like, holy shit!
Oh, shit.
Boom, it exploded. Okay. She's fucking dancing. She's dancing, got a nipple out. It's the best.
I was watching the Spanish channel weather, and I realized I was watching the weather lady, and all I was thinking in my head was, please turn to the side.
Yeah.
Please turn. Because she looked like the letter S.
Yeah.
Her body, they look like if you let men design a woman's
Yes!
They'd be like, more ass. Don't you think that's not? I don't care if you're going to tip over.
Jessica
More
Rabbit.
ass.
I'm right here.
It's Jessica Rabbit type of fucking animation.
Exactly.
Checking out the last sunset of 2019, the last sunset of the decade that was. It's beautiful out, man. What's going on, Vincent? How are you, buddy? Hey, Cindy, how are you? One of the regulars, someone who has supported me and the podcast for many, many years. Hey, what's up, Jesse? How are you? What's going on? You got snow where you are? Long-time fan, good. Got stuck at work, no beach for me. Very relaxing, yes. Buffalo's freezing on you? You guys got a lot of snow up there in Buffalo? I miss damn Buffalo for the simple reason I love getting a lot of snow. Yeah, right on, Cindy. Happy New Year to you. Hope it's a good one. Brother man. Say brother man to prove it's live. I'm live, man. It's very windy. It's kind of cold out here, but I figured I'd turn this on because I'm looking at a really, really nice sunset. Figured I'd hang out for a little bit. Well, the surf is actually calming down now. It was crazy this morning. The ocean was coming right up to the dune, man, which is no bueno. God, it's so nice out today. I never understood why people don't go to the beach in the wintertime. People are just so strange with their habits. Labor Day hits, and they're like, we are out of here. Summer's over. Beach is over. The ocean is over. And for anyone that like spends time at the ocean or you know their local beaches and stuff, the best time is a lot of times off season. A lot less people. You can get your chill on. You can do some of that meditating and being in the moment. Oh, you go to the beach in the winter? Yeah, but you're from Tampa, Jay. Jesus. I'm talking about a beach in the Northeast. He goes, yeah, we go to the beach in the winter. What's winter down in Tampa? Maybe you get into the upper 50s every once in a while. Jesus. Although we were just down in the Orlando area for the good old Mickey Mouse thing, and we rented a house, And one day it was in the low 50s. We were in the pool and the jacuzzi. We're walking around in shorts and T-shirts. And the locals, they're all bundled up in winter coats and hats. It's just how it is, man, right? Barbiturates at the beach, I don't know what that means, but there's a lot of shotgun shells. People love shooting guns into the ocean for some reason. I guess they get the brand new guns and the ammo for Christmas, and then they come out to the beach. And man, the other day there were there was like a couple families that got together, and they were just shooting for probably 2 straight hours, gun after gun, just trying out all sorts of different guns. And then you walk the beach and you see all the shotgun shells. What song is that from? Shotgun Shells. It's a U2 song, right? Is it Bullet to Blue Sky? I'm not sure. Happy New Year to you. Come do some ice fishing here in Wisconsin. I would love to do that. I keep saying I want to do some ice fishing, and I still haven't done it. I know I could do it north of the city. I could find like a nice little lake or something in Connecticut. I just got to do it. For some reason, I haven't pulled the trigger on my ice fishing. Would love to try that for the first time. I want to get one of those huts, though. I want to do it right. One of those huts. What do? You just kind of slide it over a hole? No, I know. They're already in place. And then you put the hole in the middle. I think that'd be so cool. Get some beers, a little fire going, maybe some football. Drop your line in the ice hole and see what you got. Yeah, it's a very cool sunset, man. Do you still talk to the guys on Wicked Tuner? Oh, my God, there's the Long Island accent. Yeah, the Long Island accent is fucked up. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you'll just spaz out at the end of a word and say tuner. No, I haven't talked to the Wicked Tuner guys in a bit. It's been a couple of years, actually. They were fans of the old Opie and Anthony show, and one of the guys wanted to get me on his boat. I think you know the story by now if you follow my shenanigans, but basically the guy that wanted me on his tuna boat to do some wicked tuna fishing, his boat went up in flames, I believe. Yeah, he was the guy that was the fan of the show. So, Canada, best for ice fishing. No shit. I don't have time. I got 2 little kids, though. The old days, yeah, I would jump on a plane and go up to Canada and try out some ice fishing. Now, you know, if I could keep it local and get some ice fishing in, that'll be just as good for me. So, shenanigans, you didn't like that word? Hey, Hacks Against Hacks, how are you, buddy? I finally dipped in. I did the Netflix, and holy shit, you know I like a good documentary. And Vic Henley turned me on to it officially, and then a bunch of you guys followed suit. But that documentary, Don't Fuck With Cats, is amazing. And last night going to bed, I'm not going to lie to you, I was a bit creeped out. I was a bit creeped out after watching Don't Fuck With Cats. It's on Netflix. It's a great documentary. Basically, without giving anything away, you got a kid that's very disturbed in his 20s, narcissist. Very narcissistic, I should say, and also a sociopath. And, well, he loves his attention online. A lot of us love our attention online. Joey would hate the wind noises. Is the wind really bad? If it is, I'll just shut my mouth and we'll just watch the sunset together like a bunch of figs. But anyway, in the documentary, they talk about how online you could see the most horrific things and you won't do much about it. You'll be disgusted and you'll be turned off and you'll turn off your computer and whatnot, you know. But if you see somebody messing with a cat or a kitten, it'll drive you nuts. And that's basically the premise of this movie. A video pops up online. This kid in his, like I said, mid-20s, deeply disturbed, does, let's just say, some horrific things with a few kittens. And then the documentary takes off from there. It is amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. It's 3 parts, and you just want to click on to the next episode right away. So, can't be any worse than this dribble. Another person that is just obsessing about me. As soon as people stop obsessing about me, then I know that my career is officially over. Although it's not doing that great these days. Happy New Year to you, brother. Chef Carl was just on on the death roll on MSNBC. Did I just get $4.99? Oh, yeah. I like seeing that. What can I do for you for the $4.99? Wow, that's kind of cool, man. I'm gonna do something nice with that $4.99. Yeah, Carl was on the death roll on MSNBC and NBC, and oh God, I'm sure my wife at this point, she's so supportive, but all of a sudden she's like, "What's wrong?" And I go, "They just showed Carl on the death roll on MSNBC." I started tearing up again. It's been 3 months. I think this one's gonna take a lot longer, but what are you gonna do? You were snow blowing this morning, and now you're seeing the beach. Very, very cool. Very cool. So yeah, check out Don't Fuck with Cats. I have to put the $4.99 on my taxes this year. Let me put it this way, people. My tax bill is is kind of comfortable this year for the first time in many years. It's a very comfortable tax bill. Oh, that's one thing about making a lot of money, when you have to write those checks and then you got to hear people say that you're not doing your fair share. That's where I kind of believe in the Republicans. Oh my God. I wrote some big checks over the years. I know, no, I'm not going for woe is me and all that. I'm just giving you a little reality check on that. So, what's going on with the Patrice O'Neal doc? Have you heard anything? I was supposed to record my part right before I was going to Disney with the family, and then I said I got to reschedule, obviously. And then I got back and I got the damn flu. My whole family got sick. We're all healthy now, and I guess supposedly first couple of weeks in January I'm gonna film my part for the documentary. I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be really cool. I think that's gonna be a massive documentary that's gonna put Patrice right back in the public eye where he should be, because his stuff is timeless, absolutely timeless. Rest in peace to Patrice. Yes. You know that he would have been 50 years old? I cannot believe that. He's been gone a while, and he would have only been 50 years old. What day was that? December? Oh, man. December 7th, I believe, is Patrice's birthday. Was there any diarrhea involved with your family getting ill? I had a bit of a squirt. I had a bit of the Hershey squirt. A bit. I'm not proud of it, but I thought I could squeak something through. Had a bit of a squirt. Look at the bits in his puke. I'm a big fan of the puke emoji, so I think that's worth $4.99. Not that I'm begging, but here I am telling you, when I had the flu, that I had a bit of the Hershey squirts. I mean, I think that's worth a few bucks, so I can pay my cable bill. Just kidding. But anyway, and I have a white couch. Now I'm really going to get into this. So, had a bit of a squirt. Then I felt some loosey-goosey back there. I was only wearing some very light sweats. And then I'm like, man, I think I got to check this shit. Here's Jay from Tampa's giving me the puke emojis. Oh, my God. And so I finally got up because I'm like, you know what, you idiot, you got to check this. You got to check this out. Something's going on back there. And, man, oh, my wife's going to kill me. But I just like telling the truth from time to time. There was a decent size mark that went through my light sweats onto my white couch. And then with the flu, I'm scrubbing out my couch. I didn't want the white couch. Who gets a white couch when you have two small kids? That's so stupid. Anyone ever claim the $10,000 prize for finding the lucky dollar bill? That is on my YouTube channel. Many years ago, Jimmy Fallon loved that video, by the way. When we did Jimmy Fallon, he wanted to talk about it. But basically, I let a dollar bill go. I showed the serial number, then I let it go. And in the video, some lady just picks it up and has no idea that dollar bill is worth $10,000. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I did it because of the odds the odds of someone actually finding the dollar bill that is actually a fan of me and my YouTube channel were so astronomically slim. That's why I did it. Let's be honest with each other. Although at the time I could have written that check. God damn! For as far as sunsets go, this is awesome to end 2019. As long as I don't get bit by that dog. Some of these dogs scare the shit out of me. There was a Doberman on the beach yesterday, and this guy had him on his leash. And in general, I'm scared shitless of Dobermans, but this thing was very aggressive, wanted to get off its leash, and really wanted to bite me. There's no doubt about it. And I was pretty scared. And then the owner, he understands that, and he's just kind of like being a little aggressive, and he's walking the same way as me, even though I'm trying to walk the other way. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? We're the only two on the beach. Go have fun with your Doberman and let me be. It's Dobermans, it's German Shepherds. German Shepherds are number one for me. Way above Pit Bulls. Anyway. I'm just at peace right now. This is just awesome. Are you and Joe Rogan good these days? Yeah, we're good. I was just incredibly disappointed with the big blow-off in the last year or two. I didn't do anything to Joe. I did absolutely nothing to Joe. I guess he decided to pick sides. That was kind of a bummer he did that. But I'm good with him. I said what I had to say, and then I love the people that try to trash me for being honest. I was disappointed, so I made some silly video about it. And, spoke my mind because I didn't think it was right. I really didn't think it was right. I don't expect me and Joe Rogan to be, like, best buddies or anything, but to get the big blow-off like I did was really, I'm not going to lie to you, it was very, very disappointing. I was trying to get him on my podcast, and, I didn't even get an answer from the guy. What are you going to do? So I popped on my stupid camera and said some shit. What are you going to do? We all say shit, right? I don't think Rogan's a coward. I don't think that at all. No, I had just a disagreement with him, and that was it. And I moved on. I didn't make it into a huge thing, although the video made it into a huge thing, so fair enough. I don't regret making the video. I was really just mad, really mad. Are you still in touch with Louis C.K.? Last time I saw him, without giving shit away, we live in the same neighborhood. I could say that. And I saw him. I think I told the story, but obviously you're not a fan of my podcast, you son of a bitch. Subscribe to the Opie Radio Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're doing pretty good. We're just short of 5 million downloads for 2019, so thank you for supporting the podcast and listening to all the episodes. But me and him live in the same neighborhood. We ran into each other. We caught up. It was very good to see him. He seemed to be happy to see me. And then I said, hey, Lou, why don't you do my podcast? And he goes, I would love to. I'm like, all right, man. I'll send you a text or an email, whatever. I'll be in touch or something like that. And then I realized that the number I have for Louis C.K. is not his number anymore. I have no way of getting a hold of him. So, and honestly, it could have been just like one of those shallow, yeah, I would love to do your podcast things. Because to be fair, I don't think Louis has done anybody's podcast, right, since he's come back. I don't think he has. It was good to see him. That was a few months ago at this point, so he won't do anyone's show. Okay. He did say to me, yeah, I would love to, but in showbiz, people say that stuff all the time. Oh, I love to. Next time you're in LA, come see me. All that garbage. Everyone just bullshitting. Not even Kevin Brennan. He won't do Kevin Brennan's podcast. Kevin Brennan, I like Kevin a lot. He started doing my show way before he hooked up with Anthony and joined Anthony's organization over there. And we did lunch recently, and we had a really, really good time. It was really, really good catching up with Kevin Brennan. But he's a bit, I don't want to say scared, but he's a bit timid to do my podcast, which I found to be unfortunate. And yes, I fucked with one of the episodes by calling it Lunch with Kevin Brennan. There you go. But I mean, if you've known me for a while, you know I have no problem, fucking around with stuff. But kind of disappointed. I'm still hoping that maybe I could get him on the podcast in the near future. When are you posting what? The Kevin Brennan one? I just explained that. Cindy Reeves, one of my regulars. I never officially did the episode with Kevin Brennan. It would have been a good one if I just recorded lunch, though. Wow. Yeah, Kevin does rule. He's very entertaining. Controversial, edgy, all that horseshit, but he's very entertaining. He does a good job. Someone on Twitter said, I can't believe Opie trolled me and I enjoyed it. Okay, good. But then other people use that opportunity. You need to write that title and get down. No, I've been doing that type of crap for my entire career, man. I will reach out to him again, though, and try to get him on the podcast. I even said, Kevin, we don't even have to talk about Anthony and all that crap. You're just entertaining. Join my little group at Gephardt's. Come on by and, I don't think he drinks, right? Come on by and just sit around and have some fun, and we'll have some laughs. Me and Artie are very cool. I said that on the last live stream. I was trying to get Artie on my podcast before he was launching his to help him promote his, and of course, it would help my podcast. And then it turned out his people, I don't think me and Artie were going back and forth. Me and his people were going back and forth, and then they said, hey, would you do a phone call with Artie? And at the time, I was just like, I probably should have done it, though, to be honest with you. But I'm not really set up for phone calls. But I would like to get Artie on as well. I hear he's doing very, very well. I don't listen to many podcasts. I listen to weird ones. I don't listen to like comedy podcasts and stuff in general. So is that true that Compound Media tried to hire you? Yes, they try to hire me again. I'm just not in the right place to team up with Anthony again. Although I think they suggested two different shows, and then every once in a while me and Ant would do things, but unfortunately, there's just too much bad blood there to get anything going. But yes, they did try again. I think that debunks the whole, I was useless bullshit that the haters go for, right? You're out, Jack? Happy New Year, Jack! Happy New Year! Yeah, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm just having fun. Thank God I don't, necessarily need the money, although I keep staring at that $4.99 and it's making me happy. But thank God I don't need the money, so I can just do my own thing and have fun with it. So, but there you have it. And the sun just went down, man. I want to wish everybody a very happy New Year. Thank you for all the support, especially this year. E-Rock's reached out a few times. He's texted me a few times, but I don't really have a desire to talk to E-Rock either. When I got let go from SiriusXM, Jimmy basically threw a fuck Opie party, and I was very, very surprised that he went to that. I wish him the best. I'm not mad at him or anything, but that was a tough one for me to digest. So I'll say this. Some of the old guys that I worked with have some grievances. I get it. I understand that. I never wanted to be the boss. I was in a tough spot, and I probably could have done some things better. I understand to a point. I also did a lot of really, really good things for a lot of those people, but that's okay. What are you going to do? I don't know anything about Compound Media. I know you're trying to get me to say some crazy-ass shit. I told you the truth. They try to hire me again, and I just, I don't see a path that would work. $2! Yeah! How come your show never got syndicated in L.A.? That's a very good question, man, because you guys out there in L.A. had some really good radio shows. We tried over the years, but I think we were with CBS. That's what I should do, is answer questions for money. No. I guess back in the day when we were syndicated through CBS Radio, they had some really, really good properties out there. They definitely wanted to get us on in L.A. I don't remember what stations they owned anymore, but that's a great question. That was always a bummer that we couldn't break into the L.A. market. We did really, really well, though, when we moved to satellite radio in L.A. Really well. A lot of people jumped on board and became fans out there. It was so cool over the years going out to L.A. and fans would show up wherever we were. It was really nice. But I don't have a great answer for that question, sir. I'm sorry, but it was something that always bummed me out about my career. Now it don't matter. Like, every morning I listen to Brother Weeze on my couch, because now through the internet, the inner tubes, everyone is pretty much syndicated. So, but back then when it really mattered and you were picking up stations and syndication, yeah, that was always a bummer to me that we didn't get to L.A. We got around L.A. We didn't even really get into San Francisco either. We were on a very, very tiny AM. Although Guy Fieri, when I was out there in California in Santa Rosa for Carl, Guy spilled his guts to me and said, dude, you and your show was an inspiration to me back in the day before I was famous. I used to listen to your show, and I'm like, holy shit, how cool is that? That Guy Fieri was a fan way back in the day. And he's been nothing but cool to me over the years. Dave Portnoy, is that how you say his name? Is he the pizza guy? No, I know he's the pizza guy. I don't understand why those videos do so well. I know he's talented, and I know another $2. My God. I know Dave is talented, and that Barstool, he should get all the credit in the world. But I don't get the pizza videos. I don't get them. He walks out with a pie, and he talks about it for a little while, and then he tries it, and then he ponders for a while, looks around, and then gives it a rating. I was close to I don't know if I was close to Barstool, but we took some meetings with them when SiriusXM let me go. Dave walks funny. I'll have to check that out. I want to see Dave walking funny. I have no issues with Dave and Barstool. Barstool Sports is amazing what they've been able to accomplish. So, you don't get the videos either, but he does great with the Barstool Radio. Yeah, man. I mean, look, he figured out a little bit that people seem to like. I mean, every time he posts one, it's not too shabby how many views they get. So that's where it's at, people. I became incredibly spiritual in the last year. I got a long ways to go, but when you start figuring out how to live in the moment, wow, so many of your issues go bye-bye. Bye-bye. Just sitting here and taking it all in. And then you also understand, oh no, I'm going to get preachy. I don't think Epstein. I don't know about the Epstein thing. A lot of weird stuff, right? Do you think Epstein killed himself? I don't know, man. I'm not quick to say that he was murdered, but didn't that ghoul Bowden? How do you say his name again? Bowden? He basically says the injuries are consistent with somebody that was murdered, right? That Epstein thing. But how weird is that? The guy dies and the story goes away just like that. Carl said it on one of the last episodes we did together. We were in the attic at La Cubana, and he was talking about powerful people and how scary they are. He basically is saying, look, there's powerful people out there that can make things just simply go away. Oh, God, that Epstein story is getting scarier. What was that headline when we were walking around? The lead detective in the Jeffrey Epstein case was found dead after...
In 2018. They whacked him already.
Oh, it
just came up now. So imagine, look how fucked up the news is.
Wait.
No one even knew this.
Walk me through this, because you only showed me the headline on 14th Street here in New York City.
So somebody just broke it. So someone just figured it out that the lead investigator for the Epstein case in West Palm Beach, at 50 years old, healthy, quick mysterious illness, dead.
A year ago.
When
the trail was getting hot.
The trail was getting hot.
Oh, man, bro. What do you think? What do you
mean what I think? I think I know that...
You think he killed himself?
Let me tell you something. First of all, he was a fraud. Okay.
What do you mean?
He was a teacher at a school in New York City. You know that, right? He didn't go to college. He's a teacher at one of the most expensive schools, Del Barton, I think it's called. It's called something up here. And no one could really figure out how he made his money. And all of a sudden, he had everything.
Yeah, they still don't know how he really made his money.
This guy was a CIA asset. He was everything. This was fucking real life. espionage bullshit, fucking crazy. This is the top guys. Let me tell you something. They got the minute they locked him up. Now you're gonna tell me this guy with all these connections and all this is just gonna fly into Teterboro and get locked up? This was a death sentence. Whoever controls this guy, and it's not one person. This is like the movies. They got him. He was trying to tell everybody they were going to kill him from the first day he was in jail. He's like, yo, guys, they tried to choke me yesterday. They're like, no, you fell. He's like, no, seriously. Somebody came in here and tried to choke me. He's like,
right.
No, seriously. He'll be fine. You know what I mean?
It was suspicious that out of nowhere he flies back from France and then it's over.
Come on.
And when everything was getting hot, you would think he would just stay out of America.
He has a million places out of jurisdiction. He's on a... Listen.
He's got his own island.
If I'm on a 747 and I don't get locked up, I'm not getting locked up. I'm flying wherever. And nothing matches up. So they murder him. The best is they murder this fucking guy. And then they go and they're like, oh, now we're going to go raid the island. And some dude had drone footage and he saw that people came and removed stuff before the FBI got there.
Of course.
Come on, this is ridiculous.
Because when they said they were going to finally raid the island, I'm like, shouldn't you have done that?
But imagine how lazy the news is. Like, they're like, Epstein killed himself yesterday. Really? So El Chapo's 4 doors down. He's good?
Right.
He's 100% okay.
Bro, it's a creepy.
So you had no problem securing El Chapo, who literally dug a tunnel out of a fucking...
Right.
Somehow, when he has unlimited money also.
Sure.
He's good. But then 3 doors down, what happened to the camera? Broken. Where's the security guards? Well, one was a security guard, the other one was a Muppet. We actually tied a Muppet to a chair.
And the one fell asleep? Wasn't that every cop movie in the 80s?
I mean, it's...
Where the fucking cop falls asleep?
I mean, who's the lead investigator? Maxwell Smart? This is such an old, hokey bit. Like, if Tom Wolfe were to write this, it wouldn't get published.
Yeah.
People wouldn't believe
They'd be
it.
like, that's too far-fetched. Come on.
The cops fell asleep and the camera's broken in the federal prison? Come on, bro. Federal prison has unlimited money. Now, all of a sudden, like, the prison system has a budget problem.
Right.
No, it doesn't. It has a murder problem.
Right. It was very important to keep this guy alive.
You think?
And he was a smart dude. He spent 12 hours with his lawyers so he didn't have to be in his cell. How brilliant is that?
Oh, yeah.
He paid guys to just sit there for 12 hours so he didn't have to fucking be in that cell.
No, I think he paid because he knew they were going to kill him. So he was trying to stay out. He was trying to stay out of the common area so they didn't kill him.
Oh.
Read between the lines.
I like that.
He had a rotation of people coming in there because as long as there's someone in there, they can't kill him.
Right. There's a lot of witnesses and whatnot.
Yeah, that Epstein thing is like, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it makes all the sense in the world that they got him, and whoever has him is so fucking powerful. And that's the thing with this country is it's just so. The laws are only for the poor people, man. We're the only ones dealing with this shit.
I couldn't agree more.
In those circles, I mean, Epstein's literally been raping girls for fucking 30 years. His brother had a dormitory in the Upper East Side where he would house people. And this was all in plain sight.
That's unbelievable.
He would sit on a throne with girls massaging him and shit as he was taking business meetings with the biggest guys on the planet.
Over and over again. You think the real story will ever come out?
He donated millions to Harvard just to hang out with all the physicists and stuff. And there was one physicist, this guy's a fraud. He was screaming. He wrote it in a memoir. This guy's a fraud. And everyone's like...
Will the real story ever come out? Probably not, right?
The real story, there is no real story. We're too stupid to understand the real story. And if we understood the real story, there'd be a fucking civil war because we'd realize that after you make a certain amount of money or a certain amount of power, you live in a different America.
Yeah.
It's a completely different America.
I agree with you.
You know? If there's someone that doesn't want you here, you get erased.
Right. Like that.
You saw this guy get erased on national TV.
Right in front of everybody.
Right in front of him.
And everyone's screaming like, this is suspicious.
You
and
think so?
And everyone else
What's
is
the matter, Karen? You gonna go see the manager?
Right.
Like, you're dead.
Hey, this is suspicious. And everyone else is like,
Well, think about how little recourse you have.
Right.
How many... We went from...
And do you also notice that the mainstream media...
It's gone. It's like it never happened.
So why do they shut up?
What do you mean?
Who controls that?
Because you don't understand, like...
No, I know, but I'm just saying...
The message...
Like, they had all the passion in the world, like, this is suspicious, this is... something's not right here. Next thing you know, they're like...
It's very simple. Because what happens is... when you do it, when the organized crime or whenever like a gang or something, they do a high profile murder like that, it's for a simple fact, it sends a message to everybody. We can touch you.
Yeah.
Listen, we can touch you. So, Miss 25-year-old just moved into the city.
Yeah.
You know, little young Sarah Jessica Parker wants to be on the beat.
Right.
And write down your little vlogs. If we got Epstein, right? Yeah. What will we do to you?
Right.
You'll get hit by a car 9 times before you're like.
Oh, it was an accident.
Yeah, like the car, you just see the taxi just running her over, up and down, up and down.
But it's obvious she was run over 9 times.
Ow, you know what? Conspiracy theory. Right, stupid.
Stop, right.
Don't you guys want to fucking go to Area 51? Let's show you some shit, you dummies.
But don't you at least want to check out the tire tracks? No.
You know, and then you know, at the same time, it's just like, it's so funny. They're like, you know.
What do you think about Area 51?
Who cares? Like,
do you think we have aliens?
No. I think aliens, it's like, you know, they said the best thing the devil ever did was to make people think it doesn't exist. Area 51 probably has just crazy weapons and shit that just we don't want people to know.
We don't. Yeah, they don't want the people to know how fucking
how ugly we are.
How ugly we are as a country.
And how much resources we have not to spy on other people, but on each other, on ourselves. I believe, just from what I see every day, that this government, its biggest fear is its own fucking people. You know, there's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And every day, like, I watch the protests in Hong Kong, and you see, like, they're throwing dye on the people so they can catch them later. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The helicopter threw, like, this dye so they could just, like, UV them and stuff?
Yeah.
Where do you think all that shit comes from? From us.
We invented all
Yes.
that.
100%.
And all the protesters looking up probably going, oh, it's raining.
Yeah, like, how the fuck did this happen?
There's a little rain.
Yeah, a little rain. Next thing you know, you're purple, and they put you in jail.
And you got fluorescent spots all over.
Yeah,
You don't even know it.
You're going to jail, Barney. Right. You know what I mean? So I think Area 51, if anything, it's just massive
ugliness.
I
agree with you there.
And crowd control and ways to kill a lot of people at once.
Right.
You know, poisons and things to control fucking mind control and all that shit, because it's all real. It's all real. And you see it with this Epstein guy. Like, you can't murder someone in real life right in front of me and think that I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
This is a one-off, guys. No.
Yeah.
This happens every day.
Wow, man, that's heavy. Heavy shit.
Every day.
As we're in the attic and La Cubana.
Right. If they want you dead, they want you dead. This Epstein thing was just like... And it's funny because, like, you could tell the different walks of life. You know, all my, minority friends and stuff that come from other countries. And we're like, wow, they murdered him pretty good.
Right.
You know, and then I'm sitting on the Upper East Side. Someone's like, can you believe he hung himself? I'm like, Jesus. This country.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence.
The camera went out.
You know? Or they say, or my favorite, when you just don't want to think at all.
And
I'm just happy he's dead. Right. Oh, really?
No, I think you kind of want him alive.
Yeah, you kind of want him alive.
I think a lot goes away because he's dead. Right?
It's a lot goes away. No more civil.
Can
no
you
more
believe
federal.
one of the guards was tired?
And one wasn't even a guard.
Right.
Like it's just a joke, you know.
That's why I don't really have faith in our politicians. That's how this all started.
But that Epstein thing is a template for murders to come. Now that they know it works, that the people are so asleep, there can be people get whacked in jail all over the fucking place.
Jesus, crazy.
Look how they got Whitey.
Right, Whitey Bulger.
That was a long vendetta.
Right.
And there's a little crooked arm of street law just went and got him.
Right. It was time.
I mean, that Epstein thing, it's like a ghost is coming for you. There's no wall that's going to stop these fucking people. They're fucking...
That's just scary to think.
Yeah.
Oh. This attic needs a lot of work.
You think? What a mess.
You just wrote Joe Biden. Joe Biden. So I think he ruined his campaign yesterday. He basically said that he would consider having a Republican vice president. I think that's the dumbest thing to say, but I think in theory and how I land politically, don't take your money back. I'm kidding. How I land politically, I think having a split ticket, like having a Democrat and a Republican, I think would be really, really good for our country. And I know here come the boos because we're all on a team and we want our team to win at all costs. But what makes it so stupid, and I think it ruined his campaign, is the fact that he's an older guy. He's definitely a bit senile at times. I think he gets tired very quickly and starts doubting himself and mumbling, and he doesn't know where he is sometimes. So people have that in the back of their heads, and he could yell ageism all he wants. I personally think he's too old to be president. So you got an older guy that at times, says a lot of the wrong things. Sometimes he says it's good to be in New Hampshire when he's in Iowa and all that crap. Okay, man, I'm over-explaining this. But basically, so if you're a Democrat and you want to vote in Biden, but he's telling you he's going to have a Republican vice president, and let's say he ends up having a Republican vice president, that's going to make you very nervous, because if the guy drops dead or anything happens to Joe Biden, you're handing the presidency to the Republicans. So I don't think that was too smart on his is Trump winning again or impeachment? Yeah, I think Trump's winning again. I think his base doesn't give a fuck about the impeachment thing. I don't know. I just feel like the Democrats, they had 4 years to figure out a really good, solid candidate, and I don't think they have it. Although there's a bit of a buzz and an upswing for Bernie Sanders. So, but he's too old, and he has a heart attack, too. I should end with the dramatic fade. So, powerful people are like real-life horror movies. No shit. Thank you. I hope you have a happy new year and a productive and successful 2020. What drives you professionally these days, since money isn't an issue? I just love doing this. I love being creative. Just never lost my love for radio, although I think there was a few years there that it was close. It was close to me losing the love for this. But I'm in a good place, and I just love doing this. It doesn't hurt that I'm an older father, so like other people my age, their kids would have been out of the house already and stuff, so that helps too. Because anyone out there that has kids, it's a lot of work. Unless you give them an iPad. The old babysitter. Oh, look, the babysitter showed up, and then you just hand out the iPads for the next 3 or 4 hours. But honestly, though, lately I'm getting remotivated, and I want to see what I can do with this podcast. I'm going to start doing a lot more episodes from Gephardt's, and I want to see if I can make another run at this whole thing. But we'll see. If not, that's okay. All right, guys, it's pretty dark out. The camera's not showing how dark it is, but it's pretty dark out. Maybe a new co-host, Emily says. Nah. I mean, I got a stable of guys I love being with, but nah, man, I got to do it on my own now. That Carl thing was a huge hit. Huge. I can't even Opie do radio gunk. I know we go back and forth, but I'll be honest with the radio gunk thing. I'll be honest with you. Although the last YouTube live I did, I had some fun with Howard Stern and told a great, I think it's a great story of about the time me and Anthony got kicked out of one of his press conferences. But I would love to do radio gunk, but I'm trying not to just, I know it would be a lot of Howard talk. And I don't know. But maybe I should just do it. Ooh, look at this. How cool is that? That's my next purchase. A car for the beach. Yeah, Carl was awesome. He will be horribly missed. It's not a day that goes by I don't think of him. We were on to something big time. But more importantly, I had a really good friend. And, it's still tough. It's still really, really tough. The one thing that really bothers me, like I had my run. I had a really good career. I continue to have a career, but I'm talking about like being on top of the mountain And Carl, I think that's what bothers me the most about Carl. Yeah, Carl was naturally funny, infectious. Yes. He was, I would put him right up there as far as being naturally funny than pretty much anyone else I know or have met in my life. It doesn't mean he could have been a great stand-up or any of that, although I really believe he could have if he focused on it. But when it comes to just hanging out in a room, he was right up there with the best. And I was lucky to be in the room with the best. But what bothers me about Carl dying so young, 44 years old, he was on his way to the top of the mountain. He was ready to fucking explode. I was trying to read a comment, but they're going by fast. I guess I'll read them later. But that's what bothers me because, he had so much more to give, and I know he wanted it bad, and it was happening. I mean, Guy Fieri loved him on Grocery Games, and I know the Food Network loved him. Our podcast was starting to really start taking off, and it was just a matter of time before Carl became something really, really special and huge. And I think that's what bothers me the most. I miss the friendship, obviously. I miss the chemistry. I miss just going down to La Cubana and sitting in a booth and just turning this damn thing on. And he'd go, what are we going to talk about? Or I would say, what are we going to talk about? And both of us would just start laughing because we didn't prepare, and I don't think we wanted to prepare anything. Maybe little things I would write down, just in case we got stuck a little bit. And it was just so much fucking fun, man. God, it was so much fun. Anyway. All right, guys. I think we did it, right? I want to start doing more of these YouTube lives. They're fun. Everyone loved them except Marie. Oh, boy. I'll keep my mouth shut. Happy New Year. Thank you, John, Fritch. Right back at you and your family, okay? Carl's food reviews are still on YouTube. Yeah, maybe I should do put a best of his food reviews together and throw it up on my channel or something. I don't know. How do you deal with losing so many loved ones and or friends? I mean, don't we all deal with that? Especially when you start getting older. It's scary. It's scary how many. I think about all the people that did the radio show over the years that just aren't with us anymore. It's kind of scary. But I mean, I'm not alone in that. We all deal with it. But every once in a while, you get one that really fucking hurts. All right, guys. Just want to say this, man. Thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate that a lot. I'm moving on. Have been moving on for a while, and it seems like a whole bunch of you support that, and it means a lot. And we have a really, really good group of people. It's small. It's a bit on the small side, but nevertheless, it's a really good group of people. The Facebook group is great. In the description of the podcast episodes, there's a link to join our Facebook group. But the Pod Squad is awesome, man. Awesome people, and I'm really, really enjoying doing this, and have been for a while now. So I just want to wish you and your family a very happy New Year. All right? How do I turn this off?
Hey, what's up, buddies? It's Creamy Butters. I'm hiding at the bathroom at work, doing a little recording. Figure I'll bring you into my workplace, but I got to do it from the bathroom. Very, very quiet. There's a Vietnamese guy sitting next to me eating a sandwich. Don't worry. We're in stalls, individual stalls, but he usually, I know that he's eating a sandwich because he offered it to me. He reached it below. Let's check in with one of my buddies from the Opie Radio podcast Facebook page, Cody Zone. Cody, take it away.
Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Opie. This is C-Zone coming at you from just south of Rochester, New York, the home of Brother Weeze, where you got your start. And while I only live about 15 minutes from where he went to college at Geneseo, not much has changed in that little town. It's still full of kids, drunks, Opie. All I want to say is, man, keep going. Keep your head up. Stay positive. The podcast is now better than ever. I know it was really hard when the chef took a pass, because you know what? He was one of the main staples of the podcast. And the memories that we all have of him are going to be there forever. And hopefully you keep bringing him back up on the podcast so nobody ever forgets him. Not that anybody would ever forget him. All I want to say, Ope, I'm proud of you, man. This is the renaissance of your career. You've gone from working at the home of rock and roll in upstate New York to working with that guy called Anthony, which you had a, well, let's face it, a pretty good run until the end, and then it turned into a complete dumpster fire. But you want to know what? To me, the podcast, this is the highlight of your career, man. The highlight of your career. So keep it up. Keep going. Keep the course, and keep your chin up. And remember, everybody, just like Brother Weeze always told everybody, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Cody, that was very kind. Hold on a second. A guy named Harry just took a nasty dump next to me. It stinks in here. We're gonna dive into some mystery now. Nice little story. See if you can figure out what this is about. This is my main man Damon coming at you with a cool story from the beach.
To set the scene for you, the beach this time of year is very dark. Most people keep their lights off because we just got done with sea turtle nesting season. There happened to be a low fog all over the beach that night. I'm standing there with my wife next to me, glass of whiskey in one hand and my phone watching the countdown timer in the other. As the clock hits 0, I put my phone down and start watching the horizon. About 10 seconds later, a small orange orb comes up over the fog and slowly grows larger and larger. As it starts turning east and continues to rise, you can start to see the tail of this thing extending. From my distance, it was about 2 inches long, but I'm sure it was much longer than that. And it climbs and climbs and keeps heading east. Looks like it's going on a European vacation, honestly. And then you see the boosters separate, which they've created an even brighter glow for a minute. And then just as it starts to disappear into the distance, we see a really bright flash just above the horizon as the booster rockets fired their thrusters to try to land on the ship. Turns out they missed it that night, but it was still really cool to be able to watch that whole series from the Falcon 9 taking off.
And what better way is there to enter the future than in a fucking rocket ship? 2019, you were a real cocksucker and you can go fuck yourself. 2020, you're nothing but promise and fucking awesomeness. Keep living in the moment, people. Happy fucking New Year. Thank you, Opie. Peace.
Boo, 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 boo.
Opie Radio.
Boo, 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 boo. Boom, 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 boom. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, boo,